Shadow settle on the place that you left. Our minds are troubled by the emptiness. Destroy the middle, it's a waste of time. From the perfect start to the finish line. And if you're still breathing, you're the lucky ones. 'Cause most of us are heaving through corrupted lungs. We're setting fire to our...
Hey guys, welcome to Friday Night Spontaneous, not a happy hour, with Kevin and me. Hey Kevin, how are you doing?
Oi oi, I'm good. I'm sexy and I know it, more importantly, but yeah.
Well,
How are you?
Sorry, I was distracted by someone talking about someone unblocked. But yeah, you are sexy, and we're glad you know it. So...
Oh, well, thank you.
All right, so...
But am I as sexy as being extensive BDSM sessions with an ex-Marine?
Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. I mean, I think you are. I could picture that.
Oh, thank you.
Easily. No, but
yeah.
But in my mind, immediately you were the one who was tied up. So how did you see that playing out?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, when I say the phrase "big green dildo," that sounds funny now. It's going to become funnier. That phrase will become funnier, bizarrely. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, this isn't a happy hour because I was at Oktoberfest. Lower your expectations. I am running this hangout drunk. So, I cannot legally operate a vehicle, but legally I can host a live stream.
Well, this is the amazing thing. If this goes really smoothly, then we know the problem is your sobriety.
Clearly.
That's the issue at hand.
For all future.
Exactly.
Shows.
So we need to do happy hours, literally. You need to be drunk.
Okay. Well, we'll see how this goes. It might go disastrously wrong. But yeah, happy Oktoberfest.
And
we'll
find out if we'll find out if your liver is as accommodating as Elizabeth Warren's entire body, apparently.
Yeah. Well, if I stick it to just nights that we do hangouts, I think a Stein of Kölsch and a Stein of Radler, I could probably manage.
Those are definitely both Nazis. I don't know who you just named, but they're definitely...
Kölsch is our local beer, so, take that back.
Yeah, probably, almost certainly the armaments minister under the Nazis, yes. Continue.
And the Radler is, I don't know if it's a Radler everywhere or just locally, but
Radler, yeah, it was the deputy Sturmbannführer of the Reichsmarine. Definitely.
Your fake
that
accent.
Could be true.
You do fake German words pretty well, I have to say.
I studied 20th century Europe, so I know things like Obersturmbannführer. I know how to pronounce these things. I shouldn't need to be able to say those things because they're obsolete German fucking administrative positions. There you go.
They're just archaic German that and nobody else does anymore.
Indeed. A part of Germany in the history that needs to be forgotten. We said we weren't going to talk about the war.
You said you weren't going to talk about the war, and you brought it up anyway.
I've gone full John Cleese, so wait for 40 years and I'll become quite racist.
Yeah, you'll go all the way talking about London not being an English city anymore. But no, I wanted to say one of the funniest videos I have seen on YouTube is what English sounds like to not English speakers. And it's this couple and they speak in complete gibberish, but every once in a while they throw in a word like you or shit. And the most intelligible sentence in the entire 5-minute skit is "you fucking asshole." That just shows you that basically swear words are what everybody knows about English.
Fair enough. That makes a lot of sense.
Can I tell? Okay, I have a related story.
When I watch my entirely legal streams of foreign cricket matches, often in the Indian subcontinent, I can't tell you what language it's being spoken in, but when they do ad breaks, they do obviously the commentary in English, but they do the ad breaks in whatever, Hindi or something, and it'll be every few words. I don't know why, because you'd assume they have words for everything, right? But it'll be I'll just say blah 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 in lieu of the actual thing, because otherwise it's going to be really racist. So I'll just say it's blah 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 life insurance, blah 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 blah. Like what they surely they have words for life insurance, but apparently not. Apparently the adverts, that always amused me.
One of the funniest German verbs I learned was when I ich habe etwas gegoogelt. Because googled is the American English past tense, but you put g in front of it and they say googled. Yeah. So
Googled.
Or downloaded.
Oh, that's genius.
Yeah.
I googled. I still love mein Handy.
Ja, mein Handy ist verloren. Ich bin so sehr traurig. My handy was lost. I'm
Which
so
is probably
sad.
explain mein Handy it's a mobile phone or a cellular phone of some variety. Mein Handy.
Oh, there was something I was going to...
Yes, go on. Yeah, you've got an anecdote.
The anecdote was something very similar to your experience watching the cricket in a foreign language, but was my first week at Essex, and I was surrounded for the first time being outside of Wisconsin and being on a university campus with way more foreign languages than I'd ever really confronted in my life. And I was on my way to the library, and
Well, people of Essex don't really speak English, so yeah, I understand your pain.
Not just the Essex people, even. There are actually people who weren't Essex that were also unintelligible to me. But walking behind these two people, telling a story, and one, and similar to blah, 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 one was going, blah, 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 fuck, blah, 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 fuck. And I don't know what the story was, but clearly we all know what happened, was that it was like stunning, and then, oh my gosh, even worse. And I was like, wow, fuck is an international word. It's a word that brings us all together.
Well, yes and no. This may be a story I've told before, but it's always worth retelling. An Indian friend of mine back in my university days, and we will get on to Jacob Wall in a moment. This isn't just drunk nonsense now. My Indian friend, who I'll just call Dave. It wasn't his real name. Anyway, Dave, who literally just come over. But by the end of the year was like a kind of weird wannabe rapper guy with literal fucking cane rows in his hair and stuff. Anyway, but his grasp on the English language wasn't great at first. And he wasn't very familiar with the microwave. He used to put metal things in the microwave all the time. He was a very funny chap. Anyway.
Dangerous.
He picked up on the thing. Like in English, you can say the word fuck off 1,000,001 different ways, from being very, very familiar and pleasant. Like, oh, fuck off, mate. Like, you being like that's an affirmation of sorts, to fuck off, as in, you are a bad person, I dislike you enormously, go away. Very offensive. But he didn't quite grasp that at first. So he picked up on us saying fuck off to each other, like as friends, and thought that was just like a way of greeting somebody or something. Okay. Or like So he started using it in everyday parlance, which was funny at first, until in the shop, I can't remember who it was, but he was buying something expensive, and got right up in the shopkeeper's face and screamed "fuck off" right at him, and the guy was going to kill him. We had to literally physically stop the guy from diving over the counter at him. God. So we had to sit down and have a word with him. Like, you can't just say that to random strangers, Monty. It's bad.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't. Yes, it's very contextual.
Anyway. Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about the video, because it's a follow-on from our.
Well, two matters arising from yesterday's hangout. Firstly, how were your caramel McTitties?
Oh, my titties were finger licking good. I mean, the problem with them is like, how do you hold them without the chocolate melting? Because the chocolate literally is like it's over the rim. Like you're rimming it.
Oh, for fuck's sake! You're doing this on purpose now.
Well, they are like
fucking
they
rim.
are like
yourself.
sex. They are like
Jesus.
sex for my mouth. They are sex for my mouth. That's how much I love
the
them.
chocolate's just all over the vagina. Oh, no double entendre there. It's fine.
I just said it was all over my lips.
Actually, I wanted it sprayed on my neck and chest, obviously. Anyway, enough of this cum shot gloriness. Right. And the second matter arising, we talked last night briefly about Jacob, the world's worst. Oh, let's just take a moment to breathe. Come on, compose yourself.
Really funny, and I'm drunk.
Yes.
One way you know I'm drunk is that I keep telling you
over.
that I'm drunk. So,
yeah. I've noticed, yes. Anyway, right. So Jacob Wall, the world's worst con artist. We've talked about him before. His slew of lies and bullshit. But let's not prejudge the story he's about to tell us by
looking at his track record.
That he's a well-known con artist who's the worst liar ever, who's been caught out in everything he's ever done and should definitely be in jail. Let's not prejudge this story, though.
Who got that fence? Who got that fence in his shots when he's supposed to be traveling the world?
Yeah, in the same fence in Minsk and Tel Aviv and Washington, D.C. It's a very popular style of fence, apparently. And of course, the business that he set up to try and have a fake rape allegation against Robert Mueller, because he's a far right fucking smear merchant, basically. Which the business number for that linked back to his mother's landline. So making his mother complicit in a felony crime. Well done.
Yeah, nothing like dragging your family into your crime.
Potentially a felony.
That's going to go over well at Thanksgiving.
So yes, we talked yesterday. There was a press release by him where he misspelled the word conscience, conscious, because it's very ironically very Trumpian, I suppose.
It's important to be conscious.
Is entirely what he.
Yeah, when you hear
ridiculous. Indeed. And so he put out this press release saying that Elizabeth Warren, the current frontrunner, or at least recently the frontrunner for the Democratic nomination for presidential nomination for 2020, said that she'd been engaged in a BDSM sexual relationship with a 24-year-old ex-Marine / gigolo.
Can I just say funny. My first reaction to that? Alone, my first reaction, I just want to high five her. Honestly,
yeah.
Like my first reaction was like, nice, well done, you.
Absolutely. Not just that, but you think to yourself, when this man describes having taken place, bear in mind she is 70 years old.
Yeah, if she's got
the hips that can handle this at the age of 70. Make her president. Don't even bother electing. Just make her lifetime president because she's clearly some sort of superhuman.
Like the primaries are over. That's it. Joe Biden, go home. Exactly. Bernie Sanders, just relax. We've got our nominee.
Oh, sorry. Can you take rough BDSM violence? No, you can't. Well, sit the fuck down, Joe. Is all I'll say. Sit the fuck down, Joe. Sit the fuck down, Bernie.
We've got
because I literally can't because my arsehole is wrecked. Clearly.
She will take on Trump. And she will be his mistress.
She will take on Trump, and she will take a big old cock as well. So
she will make Trump lick her boots. And
Trump will enjoy it.
Yeah,
I'm
and
sure.
He will.
So let's hear this amazing.
Like being spanked with his own face on a magazine.
100% true story that definitely took place with this. Ridiculousness. It's amazing. I've got some extra bits to add on as we go along, but this is one of the dumbest things you will ever see.
All right, I'll add CC just in case the sound is not great or fades out or whatever. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, we'd like to welcome everyone to the center of election 2020, 1599.
Okay, Kevin wants it up a bit, so I'm going to turn it up on the desktop. This is a problem. Hold on. I can't get to the sound the traditional way. All right, so I'll have to turn it up here because it's up all the way already. And with me screen sharing, with me screen sharing, I can't get the sound icon up.
Okay, never mind. It's only slightly low. It's fine.
All right, people on the chat.
I think we can live with it.
So the euphoic answer says Elizabeth Warren, the new Catherine the Great.
Yeah.
She did not die, by the way, having sex with a horse.
No, she took that horse cock and lived. So that's definitely true. That's not apocryphal in the slightest. She definitely fucked a horse.
People in the chat tell me if the sound in the video is too loud now.
Project 1599. Thanks for coming. Thanks. Good afternoon, and thanks to everyone for being here. You know, the reason we do this is now more than ever, truth and absolute truth and the facts needed in politics. You know,
Well,
Fuck
we're not going to
off.
find them. Hey, did you see what I was able to do? Look at this sound.
What were you able to do?
I touched a button on my my wireless keyboard, and I can turn the sound up remotely. Woohoo!
As you get into a world that just goes wild on the internet, there has to be a group that does nothing but get to the truth and get to the bottom of things. And
even the crowd are laughing.
There's this one woman, and she's got the most infectious laugh, and I'm so glad she was there because she made this she had the perfect reaction. And
note the person trolling them with various musical accompaniments. It's very funny.
Yeah, and doesn't a plane go overhead at some point?
A couple of times. They get trolled by air traffic as well. So, genius.
Yeah, the thing was, I was watching before the press conference started. Someone was doing it live, and they were running late, and so they were stood out there for the longest time. No planes. No planes at all. And then
well, not just that, but it shows you that Bergman, clearly, it looks like a really nice house, but if it's in the flight path of the airport, it's probably reasonably cheap.
Yeah, for the noise pollution. But you think that at that point, you'd know the patterns well enough. You know, you live there. You know that every time.
You'd have thunk so, yes. But... Go to a different part of town that A, isn't your fucking driveway, because that's ridiculous, you fool. And B, is a bit quieter. Perhaps. Maybe they just maybe it's just because they they're high up and it makes them feel important. Maybe, I don't know. But if we get a chance, when it pans down, you'll see the sign they put up, which is apropos of Elizabeth Warren's sort of response to this, which is very funny. Which just says Elizabeth Warren cougar ?
Just asking questions.
Which is amazing. Just asking a question, even though the press release literally says, and they allege she not just had an affair, she had an illicit love child 30 years ago as well.
What?
Yeah. Yes. Amazing. The story changes are amazing as well. We'll get to it as we go along, but it's just the story changes and it's just such bollocks. But listen out for the bright green dildo. Definitely.
Okay, all right. I'm going to ease off your sound a little bit so I can turn up the desktop again if I need to, but here we go.
Did you hear Rory squeak then?
We heard something. That was him squeaking?
Yeah. Yeah, that was Rory Katz. That was a little squeak. A little cameo from the ginger one there. At no extra charge, by which I mean still no charge. So.
All right, here we go.
Frankly, in both parties, in all parties. And that's what we do here at Project 1599, which is the center of the 2020 election. And I turn it over now to my partner, Jacob Bull. Jacob.
Oh, God.
They're deluded.
Yeah. Like we said, it's good to welcome you back to the center of election 2020. And today we're presenting some very serious allegations against Senator Elizabeth Warren. She was involved in a very explicit relationship with a male escort who stands to my left side, a decorated U.S. combat veteran, somebody who served our country, a war hero, truly. I don't think this is a funny thing. And so, without further ado, I'm going to toss it to Kelvin here, and he's going to tell you a little bit about his general background and his...
I have a question. Are you laughing at our troops? Do you think his service in Afghanistan...
By the way...
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, the Eufio, is that how you say it? Answer, historically a love child makes her presidential. That's true. There have been some love childs from the presidents. Yeah, that would be actually in keeping. But yeah,
exactly. That's very much standing up for America's history.
Right.
It's heritage, not hate, please.
Yeah. Also, I just love how the crowd reacts to his attempt to shame them into silence. So just pay attention to that.
Well, they do it later on as well, which we probably won't get to because it's quite deep into the thing, and it's
that's what she said.
Hey. Anyway, it's quite far into the video. So, but yeah, they're going about like, oh, you're laughing at our troops, you're laughing at our sacrifice in Afghanistan, which is equally disgusting when you find out that this motherfucker never went to Afghanistan.
Right.
Literally. Like, he did serve, and I've got, I'll screen share. Hang on.
Okay.
He did serve in the Marines, but he was never actually deployed anywhere. So he's full of shit. And they also claimed earlier on that he was had a Purple Heart. That's also untrue. So there's stolen valor going on here.
Are you going to screen share now or later?
I'm going to screen share now.
Well, then I'll make you big.
There we go. I don't know if you could... That's what Jay said. I think we need to replace that with that's what Elizabeth Warren said.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing. That's what Warren said.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you can see this. Jacob Wall's bogus Warren accuser exaggerated his military service record.
And his scar.
Where are we? Indeed so. According to his name's Welly, is his surname apparently.
Like the boots?
According to Welly's service record, though, his claim to combat service is not consistent with the military's own information. Service records provided by the Marine Corps and reviewed by the Daily Beast confirm that Welly was in the Marines from 2014 to 2016, which, by the way, is interesting because he says he was deployed to Afghanistan in 2012. But he wasn't even in the Marines. But he was never deployed to Afghanistan or anywhere else.
Where did he go then? He just stayed
nowhere.
In the States?
He was based in Hawaii.
So he's not a combat veteran?
No, he's not a combat. He doesn't have a Purple Heart. They're lying. It's the point, yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Yes. But I'm sure the rest of the story is definitely 100% fact. So let's listen on.
All right, I have to take you off screen now to hide you over there. Okay, here we go.
Like an illicit love child.
Yes, of 30 years. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So she's got a fully grown adult secret child.
Who can vote.
That's believable.
You can vote for her
definitely.
Now. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, it's funny. Do you think our dead soldiers? Do you think our service? Do you think our soldiers who lost their lives in Afghanistan?
They just start chanting USA at him. I think that's great.
Okay, but I can't hear now.
Oh, sorry. Let me screen share. Sorry, I didn't screen share before after I stopped.
I mean, I've seen before, but I still, because I was in fucking tears when I listened to this first.
Okay.
I was laughing my balls off.
So we have to go back a little bit for Kev.
No, we don't have
That's
to.
okay. I want to hear them
all.
chanting USA again. So.
I wasn't, but know this: when I first watched this, I was literally had tears in my eyes. I could barely fucking breathe early this afternoon.
Okay.
I couldn't believe the levels of bollocks.
Understand? It's funny. Do you think our dead soldiers? Do you think our service? Do you think our soldiers who lost their lives in Afghanistan?
Yeah. Whoa.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kelvin Welly, and as Jack Bertman and Jacob Wall said here, I'm 25 years old, and I'm a United States combat veteran. Tonight, this evening, I bring you here to talk about how me and Senator Warren had our...
You know what song they're playing?
Yeah, Crazy by Patsy Cline. Yeah. Like I said, listen out, because there's some other one. There's one, I don't know what song it is, but it's screaming the word liar really loudly at them as well.
That is brilliant. Brilliant.
It is. I think they learned from Great Sweet Guy's jazz saxophonist character.
Yes, inspiration.
Definitely.
Trolling by music.
Just blast music at them. It's funny.
First secured my services from a website called Cowboys for Angels. This site is for attractive young men, as you can see, who provide companionship, escort services.
But on that note, though, I think it's only worth... God, this is so... I mean, bear in mind, he's a scumbag, right? He was lying and he's stolen valor and all that shit. I'll screen share again briefly. Owned by the organisation in question is amazing, because the organisation he mentioned there does actually exist. It is real, and they somewhat refute his claims to work for them. Oh, hang on, I'm not screen sharing anymore for some reason. Oh, hang on. I will get the hang of this.
Only one of us can screen share at a time, so I didn't realize that. So
oh, okay, right, there we go then. Okay.
That's why.
Elizabeth Warren accuser, not up to caliber to work for Gigolo Agency.
Oh, Ouch! Oh, ow! Ow!
Oh, mate,
Oh,
that's gonna sting.
If
Not
I
just
had
he doesn't
balls,
work.
they'd kind
Not
of
just
creep up
he
into my
doesn't work
body.
here. He's a fucking liar.
I feel so bad
It's
for him.
he even if you try to work here, you're not good enough.
Ouch!
According to owner of Cowboys for, which is a real website.
Well, there you go. I know
The
where I'm
Jacob
going after the
Wellfield
show.
Conspiracy, as expected. Oh, no. Well, if it's good enough for potential future presidents, it's definitely good enough for drunk Germans in America.
Yeah.
No, drunk Americans in Germany. I'm the sober one. Yeah, I'm the sober one. Anyway, so that's a thing. I mean, just ouch. What else do you say? But I mean, if he wasn't such a scumbag, I'd almost feel sorry for him. But you know, never mind. But he is, yeah. So you can go back to screen sharing now.
Okay.
We can get on with this nonsense.
So now I have to drag you over, so you're off screen again. Oh, God damn! This is hard to do. It's hard to do when I'm sober.
Well, hang on a minute. I was born, just over 30 years ago. Could I be the illicit love child of Elizabeth Warren?
You could be. You have to ask your mum about that.
I mean, I look a lot like my dad, but I don't look that much like my mum. So, I mean, it's starting to add up. The pieces of the puzzle are coming together.
She kind of has reddish blonde hair, doesn't she?
Yes, and she likes weird sex. So
that runs in the family.
No, actually, I like really boring sex. I'm fucking tedious. Whereas she has got. I nearly said the phrase "she's got a voluminous vagina," which is not entirely what I meant, but sort of works, I suppose.
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm not qualified to say. I don't know how many kids she's had or anything, or how many Kegel exercises she does. Do you know what
how many
Kegel exercises are?
Is that vagina lifting thing?
Well, it's for anybody actually who wants to sort of strengthen that lower area. You just wait till you really have to go, and then you stop midstream, and you do that repeatedly, and it builds up the muscles.
Oh, okay.
There you go. You come for the drunk tank. You come for the Kegel exercise instructions.
Yeah.
Are you doing them right now?
I was born doing them. I follow after my mother, who is Elizabeth Warren.
Apparently. Okay,
I'm so glad my actual mother doesn't watch any of my shit.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, that would be a joke I probably wouldn't do if I thought she was able to work a computer. But I know she can't, so I'm fine.
You're all set. Okay. Just hope that, no one ever shows it to her. What are you doing online? Okay, hitting play.
Well-heeled women. I was hired by Senator Warren from the site in August 7th of 2018. She reached out by messaging me on the site. Pay no mind.
Pay no mind.
So two aeroplanes and a fucking like a Humvee trolling as well. Yeah, why not? Does he live in not the noisiest part of town? What the fuck?
That must be how they afford it. Like you said, the noise pollution.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy. They must have like triple glazed
glass. Yeah, exactly. It's a nice house, but the insulation costs are ridiculous.
Soundproofing. Yeah. Okay.
On August 8th of 2018, I was booked by...
The laughing has to stop or you have to leave the property. I'm not going to tell you again. Security will remove you. Last warning.
Also, they keep saying that, but she's not technically on the property. That's the sidewalk.
Yeah, and also the planes are coming down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, the 230 from New York. It's just landing in Washington D.C.
Oh man.
Good times.
And it is a public event they're having. So his whole sort of interrupting is just annoying. If he would have just let it go, it would have been better. But the fact that he winds her up about it just points it out that it's getting under his skin. So funny. Yeah.
And actually literally flips people off at one point later on, which I don't know if we'll get to, but it's funny. He's clearly so annoyed.
I didn't see that part. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's hear the planes go.
Later on during the question and answer portion bit where he just literally flips them off. Oh, it's good, lovely. Like, are you 7? What the fuck?
Okay. All right, hitting play.
I was booked by Senator Warren on a flight to Massachusetts. I was told to take an Uber to a lobby of the Hilton. Of the Hilton Hotel in Woburn,
Oh, that's better.
Massachusetts.
Much better.
I complied with the instructions of my new client, despite being rather nervous. I had to spend time with an older
Someone goes,
woman
"Aw."
many times before, but never a woman over 60.
I don't know. What did somebody
Nice.
heckle? I don't know what they heckled.
Nice. Someone said, nice.
All right.
When he said someone over 60, and they went, nice. Oh, okay. Amazing.
Gilf. Okay. Here we go.
Although I was unaware of it at the time, Senator Warren wanted not just rough sex, but extensive BDSM play.
More planes.
I'm sure you're quite familiar with, I'm sure. On the early morning of August 8th, before boarding my flight, she messaged me and told me to bring toys. I asked, what kind of toys? And she said, surprise me.
Oh.
So, Kevin, what kind of toys would you bring?
Action Man. Oh, God. Every line of this is total bollocks.
Action Man.
Yeah, Action Man. Maybe bring a board game along. You never know.
That's
Buckaroo.
not technically a toy.
Buckaroo is a toy, goddammit. Oh, goddamn. This is so cringy. I may actually anally prolapse at some point. I don't know. This is ridiculous.
I just keep
Pretty
listening to the planes going up and down.
Yeah, exactly. They're being trolled by airliners. It's fucking jumbo jet trolling. It's amazing.
All right, I have to go. I know. My stomach is getting tired.
You need to just soak some of this in, because this is bring toys. This is literally three of the most sexually unappealing human beings pretending to be
Doing
like,
a sex scandal.
Yeah, exactly. This is, and a guy also. I like the fact that he can't pronounce Massachusetts. Is always funny.
Yes, yeah.
It's not that difficult. Actually. I can understand someone misspelling it. Perhaps it's a little bit complicated, but it's pretty easy to say.
Yeah.
Especially if you've been there, apparently, multiple times.
One would think you'd get the hang of it.
Yeah.
All right, hitting play.
At that point, while waiting to board my flight, I ordered a Hitachi massager and a small tube of water-based lubricant.
And a tube of water-based lubricant.
Water-based lubricant.
Good to know that he's not going to, destroy the condom or damage its integrity. He's using a water-based lube. So thumbs up for that.
Or indeed destroy the Congresswoman, Senator. Anyway.
And the lube is a very thoughtful, making sure everything is.
Is that an allusion to the fact that she's old, her pussy will be dry? It's almost certainly haunted. Like, I mean, what's?
I don't know.
It's just there is the levels of sexism involved here are amazing, and they literally make it explicit later, where they say about Donald Trump. He says, "Oh well, I don't believe that." Jacob Wall says, "I don't believe that Donald Trump did have extramarital affairs, but as an alpha, that's to be expected if he did. That's fine. But apparently, Elizabeth Warren being in an open relationship is bad, even though she isn't at all. This is all bollocks." Yeah.
Well,
and they're going about a frail old woman. She's not that frail. By the sounds of it, she's sturdy as a fucking bull.
Especially,
if any of this was true. If this were true, scientists need to study her because she's a superhuman. A 70-year-old who can do like long sessions of multiple BDSM fucking craziness involving dildos.
Like that sounds like it would take entire afternoons and early evenings.
Yeah.
Like
that sounds like a lot of effort.
Room service.
And I'm in my 30s. That sounds a bit too much of effort, to be honest.
I know. Like after 2 hours, I need a nap.
Yeah. A 70-year-old, I mean, not just that, but a 70-year-old who's like busy running for president. Yeah, she's got time to waste whole days of BDSM.
That's how she unwinds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, nothing. You do a bit of debating, nothing worse. A bit of kinkiness. Mm-hmm. It's all good. It's all good. Bright green dildo.
You just keep dropping it in there, Darren Brown.
That's what she says. Hey.
All right, let's get back to the flight patterns and the flight schedule. Sorry.
I had the products delivered via Amazon, as we all do. A same-day delivery.
Yeah,
the front desk of the Hilton.
See, the fact that he did it from Amazon. That checks out.
Plug.
What?
Is it like a plug thing? Like it's a product placement?
No, but I'm just saying the fact that they added that one little detail in makes it definitely believable. Because if it said he ordered it like from a specialist sex thing, that would be weird. But he got it from Amazon, so it's fine.
I'm just saying, as far as a Hitachi massager, it doesn't really seem much in the way of sex toys. I'm going to be honest. For a guy who supposedly works as a gigolo.
Well, I've heard it's very effective, but yes, it's not like advanced BDSM thing, is it? It's just like a vibrating thing for your pussy.
Well, lots of things vibrate, so it's not that original.
Including my balls.
Do they? Is that when
they've
you
got
put
3
the
settings.
Controller on them? Like when you're playing video games, you put the controller on them?
Yeah, they've got 3 settings. You can have it on max, you can have it on low, or pulsate.
Oh.
Is another setting.
Thump, 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 thump. One like that.
Exactly, yeah. Like a heartbeat, but in your balls.
And you have to have all the Z's, all the Z's at the end of that when you say the word.
Balls. Yeah, and there's several R's in there as well.
Mm.
Balls.
Hitting play.
Sorry, Elizabeth Warren. Thinking about Elizabeth Warren, who's my mother, engaged in vicious BDSM. I can't. It's such nonsense. Go on, this is ridiculous. Come on.
Yeah, we're gonna hit play.
Where I was set to meet Senator Warren. The evening of August 8th of 2018 was not the first, not several, but many BDSM sessions.
Many.
With Senator
How
Warren.
fucking ham is this guy? Like, come on, dude.
Like, honey glazed ham.
Yeah. This guy, there's less ham at a fucking farm. Jesus. Pig farm. Never mind.
Ufio, I'm just going to pronounce it every different way I can think of. The Ufio answer made another contribution. Thank you, by the way, for your chat. I love your super chats. Warren with gigolo.
Oh, you are drunk.
Warren
Good
with
Lord.
gigolo equals bad. Trump with Epstein equals good. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's ridiculous. Yeah, even if it were true, so what? Like, we literally live in an era where you've got multiple rapist, multiple adulterer, Donald Trump as president. By comparison, this is consensual, so fine.
Well,
like,
do you think Willie here, or Wiley, or Welly, whatever, Welly?
Welly, yeah.
Here, I mean, he is a failed gigolo, so does that make him a gigolo?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's so failed at it, it's laughable to the point where he's not a gigolo. He's a gigolo.
Just a gigolo. All right, hitting play.
Although I had a fair amount of experience in this business,
Of course
I was
you did,
shocked
mate.
by the intent.
He's just so playing it up and not taking it all seriously. Like if he was actually.
Well, he does. Well, the line that I've repeatedly said, wait to see how he delivers it, because I don't think he's totally bought into it. He's not totally bought into the lie, I don't think.
Watch his eyebrows. That's all I'm saying. Watch his eyebrows. Okay.
Yeah.
Intensity, duration, and just sheer violence of what Senator Warren wanted.
She's 70 years old. The sheer violence. Yeah, she liked having a fucking katana run through her every time. Yeah.
That's how
I've
tough
chopped
she
several
is.
parts of her body off.
That's how. Yes.
Yeah.
It's just a scratch.
Yeah.
Your
She
arm's
liked to
off.
put a grenade up her arsehole. Like, what are you talking about?
What are you gonna?
Fucking
Yes.
loot.
You have got no arms left. Yes, I have.
Come back, I'll bite your ankles.
Okay, we'll call it a draw. Okay, here we go.
After our introductory pleasantries, she seemed disappointed, quite disappointed, with what I ordered from Amazon. Although we made use with what we had.
Well, I have to say, I kind of called that, didn't I? Like, I hadn't actually heard this part, but I was like, a massager? Really? When I said toys? Unimpressed. That would have been my reaction, too, if I'm honest.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I'm paying for a gigolo, I want some weird shit. I mean, I don't necessarily want to use the weird shit, but I want the option.
Yeah.
In case the heat of the moment, you fancy some weird shit, you know?
I mean, at least a vibrating cock ring. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Just bare basics. All right, here we go.
Available during this session, I usually don't ask whether my clients are married, but for some strange reason, with Senator Warren, I did just that before.
For some strange reason? Why was it strange? It was your reason. Could you not come up with a better motivation?
Wow. Well, considering how bad his acting is, I think motivation was definitely a directorial choice that he could have gone with, right? You know.
Yeah, this is hardly the most credible testimony I've seen outside of like the People's Court.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm yet to be completely sold on this. I'm skeptical, but I'm sure he's definitely going to produce evidence. So let's listen on.
All right.
Before we parted ways, she said, "Yes, I am married. My husband and I are in an open relationship. It's like that Facebook open relationship." She added, "In my line of work."
Plane. There's another plane going over.
Oh, sorry. The plane. I thought it was back on Fantasy Island. That's okay.
This is Fantasy Island, yes.
This is actually.
But just a really weird person's Fantasy Island.
Delusional island.
Because this is essentially weird sex fanfic thing going on right now.
I have to say, if the count is that they were in an open relationship, then she's not cheating, which makes this even less of a story. Yeah.
It's not it's not true, and it's not a story if it were true. So it's doubly pointless.
Do you see this contribution here? Thank you, Flint Reed. You stop now. That's 40 quid now. I think you've contributed. Stop. Have some cash for Kev to do some sexy sex dancing with possible violence.
Well, I've been doing that all the way through. You haven't been able to see it because I'm not on camera, but that's my natural posture during these shows.
You're actually grinding against
violent,
a pole
sexy dancing.
Right now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm currently
whacking it.
I've got a mini nuclear device strapped to my gooch, and I'm dancing, sexy dancing.
Picture that, everyone. We'll have to. Oh yes, we'll have to put you on the front of Showgirls. You have to put your face on the cover of the film, of the movie.
Oh. I've always thought of myself as a little bit more Moulin Rouge, to be honest, a bit classier.
Yeah, a bit more Nicole Kidman and less Kyle MacLachlan in that pool sex scene that looked like somebody flapping a dolphin around. What was happening in that pool?
Drunk Kristi is best Kristi. I think we can all agree. Because I don't know what the fuck she's doing now.
Okay.
And I'm not entirely sure she does either, which is the important point.
All right, time to hit play. Gonna cover it up with this nonsense.
This is a fairly common arrangement.
More planes.
You wouldn't believe how many studs like you show up to the congregational retreats. And with that, I got an Uber and back to the airport.
What?
Congregational is church retreats?
You said congregational retreats. It's not a church, you fucking moron. They couldn't even hire someone who could read.
They have to spell it.
They gave him a script to read, and he can't.
They need to do sound the words out for him above the words.
He can't pronounce Massachusetts. Congressional. Massachusetts.
Yes. Oh, wow, this guy, did they not rehearse this? Not even once?
You would have thought they would, but considering they put no effort into researching anything, yeah, I don't think like preparation is necessarily their forte. I'm not entirely sure what their forte is, other than making me laugh. But yeah,
this is
preparation
amazing.
is not in their wheelhouse. It would appear.
Clearly not, nor our enunciation. He needs to like rap a little bit before he starts speaking.
Well, no, ideally he needs to shut the fuck up because he's committing potentially several crimes and lots of slander. But other than that, you know.
Well, happily no one's going to take him seriously. But anyway, here we go. Let's listen to the planes go overhead.
As the time went on, the sessions became increasingly edgy. During one session, she insisted on being whipped 22 times prior to having intercourse. On another, she asked me to bring a cat of 9 tails, which I obtained again from Amazon.
He's really plugging the whole Amazon sex toy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, has he got fucking shares in Amazon sex toys or something?
I was confused about that.
Has he got like an Amazon account where he sells weird sex stuff? Someone should look into this.
Yeah.
Because what I will not have in my congressional, because I can say that word, my congressional scandals is product placement. My congregational scandals, I will not put up with product placement.
That's twice now. Yeah. I wonder, you might be on the payroll of Amazon here.
And I like the fact that it's the oddly specific number of 22 times she wanted to be whipped. Was she counting? Yeah. When she got to 21, she was like, don't you fucking crap out on me now, motherfucker.
Keep going.
I want that 22nd. Otherwise, I will definitely not be able to come from this incredibly violent sex.
Yeah, just very
but
weird.
Thank you for the water-based lubricant that you bought on Amazon, that you specifically said was bought on Amazon again. What?
More lube. Okay. Yeah.
And over my strenuous objections, she insisted that I whip her with the cat of 9 tails until there was extensive marks on her buttocks and rough sex followed.
Naturally.
In the late 2018, at a hotel in Washington, D.C., she insisted upon doing a threesome with me and a second woman, of course.
Why, of course?
Of course, naturally, because I wouldn't be having any bum sex with a man.
That's it. Yeah, of course, because yes, it has to be two women.
They even managed to slip in some ridiculous homophobia for no extra reason. Like, it's just perfect, isn't it, guys? It's like I'm writing their scripts. Seriously, if I could get them to do things, that would be this. That's how stupid it is.
Are you still grinding? Is that how happy you are about how dumb this is?
My balls are chafed.
Woo woo. This is, I mean, they couldn't be more parody of themselves if they tried.
It's ridiculous. I mean, even by their own pathetically low standards, this is fucking cretinous.
Really awful. Okay.
But I like the fact. What I like is that the security guard has definitely bought into the piece. Look at him. He doesn't give a fuck. He's just staring.
He's playing his role.
He's in the zone. Exactly. He's thought to himself, "I've got a bit part, but I'm doing it now."
Yep. I'm getting paid $17.50 an hour for this. I'm gonna collect my paycheck, go home. I don't even know these guys.
Go home and analyze my poor life choices, which led me to this place. Yes.
I got to take better jobs than this. All right.
She asked me to procure a beautiful and busty early 20s friend of mine. So I asked...
Do you you procure a friend?
Yeah. Not just that. He goes on to explain. A friend he knew at school. Not someone who works for the Gigolo website or someone in the industry. No, just a school friend who was doing me a favour by having sex with this senator. Fucking
just
hell.
Ridiculous. This is such nonsense. You're right. This is fanfic.
They couldn't even bother to come up with a good fake story.
No. This just sounds like a rejected Playboy letter.
Well, it basically is, yeah. Here's Johnny, 7.5, his weird sex fantasy about a senator.
Yeah, like Playboy. I never thought it would happen to me, working as a gigolo. that I would...
Gigolo. They're called gigolos. No.
Gigolo.
Well, it's an extension of the gig economy, isn't it? So it's a gigolo.
Right. There we go. Okay, hitting play.
I asked a friend of mine from high school, who I knew about sexual adventure, who she was very sexually adventurous. And Senator Warren engaged in lesbian sex.
Even he laughs. Even he can hold it together
for the lime green dildo line. He said, "Look, I'm never going to be able to get that one out straight. Come on now." It's just, and this is live. It's not like we can do a second take. This is stage performance here. I need to be able to keep it together. You can't have me say fucking lime green dildo.
Why lime green? Why does it have to
Why
be
not?
lime green?
Why
not just green? Why even mention the color?
Well, that's what he was thinking. That's why he laughed. He thought, why did they have to make it lime green? If it was just green, I could have put that line out properly, but no. Lime green. Lime green dildo. I told you it would get funnier. I told you that phrase would be funnier.
But is it the inside of the lime or the outside of the lime green? Because there's kind of two greens in a lime.
Well, you don't want it to be the inside. Well, you don't want it to be the inside of the lime because the acidic nature of that would be terrible on a pussy.
The color, yes.
Oh,
and it would be. Stay away.
You don't want citric acid all up in your gooch.
No, definitely not.
So, yeah.
Okay, so with that safety tip in mind, we're gonna
exactly. Ladies, if you're going to insert citric fruits, make sure they are unpeeled.
Or pour wax and seal them in wax or something first. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Or just don't.
Well, exactly. Well, we're not the experts in the weird sex. That's Elizabeth Warren, my mother. That's my mother, Elizabeth Warren's.
He's talking about
forte. That's her wheelhouse.
That's her lime green dildo house.
Exactly. Which is definitely a phrase that should be used in the BDSM community from now on.
Oh gosh. All right. Okay.
But even he laughed at it.
Yes. They're all laughing.
They were thinking to themselves, "You fucking prick." This is a thin veneer of nonsense as it is, and you totally fucked even that. You are shit.
All right.
Don't give up the day job, which isn't being in the Marines anymore. And by the way, you're probably going to go to jail for fucking stolen valor or something, you dick.
All right.
Anyway.
Yep, here we go.
I'm sorry.
What's funny? What's funny?
As a lime green strap-on dildo, as I can remember, that she bought.
He said it again.
Brought with her in her suitcase.
Consummate professional said, "No, I'm going to get this line out."
Still in a new box, never used.
I don't care how many tape.
And the distinct rubbery smell.
I'm saying the line green strap-on dildo if it kills me.
And there's now more planes going over.
It's genius, isn't it? The busiest airport in history of the fucking world, this one.
I can't stop laughing. Oh.
No wonder he can afford to live in what looks like a nice house because it's clearly like next to the runway or something. Mm-hmm. Ridiculous.
Next to the runway is exactly right. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Okay, let's go back, to the hiss of or the high-pitched frequency sound of jet engines.
So Senator Warren, who by this point I knew as just Liz, asked me to wash it off in the sink after taking it out of the box, which I did.
Why is he telling this story?
Senator Warren has also told me that she has a 37-year-old daughter, and her name is Lisa. That was the product of a one-night stand at a party she attended when she was...
Again, he's laughing.
He laughed again. At my birth. How dare he? I'm a 37-year-old woman called Lisa. Now you know my true story.
Well, it couldn't... Well, there was a chance it was you, but, doesn't sound like it. And this totally true story that I'm sure she told him. Confided.
Me being Elizabeth Warren's 37-year-old daughter is as true as the rest of this story. So, I mean, by comparison, that seems less ridiculous than lime green strap-on dildos.
Because it's that emotional connection when a man is washing off your lime green dildo that you open up to him about your one-night stand and love child from almost 4 decades ago. We all know that scene in the movies, that's where couples really bond. That's where the walls come tumbling down.
Look, He who among us hasn't brought forward stories of illicit love child as your strap-on dildo is being washed? Cast the first stone.
Aren't they supposed to go in the dishwasher, not like the sink? Like, are you supposed to run them through a cycle? I watched a documentary about sex toys
Kristi,
once.
Well, you say you watch a documentary. This man's a professional. He knows his business.
The one that he couldn't get hired at.
Don't try and dildo splay into this gigolo. He knows his fucking business, all right? Now, I did not expect to say the phrase, don't dildo splay into this gigolo. But that makes perfect sense in the context of whatever the fuck is happening here.
Oh, I'm so glad we did this.
You are welcome.
This is so not getting monetized at all.
No, absolutely not.
No money on this. No. YouTube will want to push it away with like a 10-foot pole. Right? Yeah. Hitting play.
Plus, we haven't called anyone a lesbian queer, so why would they bother monetizing it?
What? What's that a reference to?
Oh, right. What's his face? Stephen Crowder. For years, he was calling your man a queer and getting monetized. Yeah. It's the whole point of the.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we were doing that,
so it was a joke. Fine. Basically, it was saying if we'd been really homophobic and ableist, we'd probably be monetized. But actually, no, we're just taking the piss out of these idiots, and so that's not monetizable. So we might as well just say the words lime green strap-on dildo
I think it's more the sex stuff than anything.
Yeah, but it's not real sex stuff. It didn't happen.
No, but talking about it as explicitly as we are, I think that's what gets us to monetize.
Well, no, come on, right. If you can't talk about metaphysical lime green strap-on dildos, what's the point of being adults, really? It's a conceptual lime green strap-on dildo.
And in that kind of lime green color, Flint Reed, for £5, stop it. Crowd monetization for the win. Okay, that's enough. Stop giving us money. I mean it now. It's not. You don't hear that often from YouTubers. That's way too much. Okay, so
you don't know. This person could be like a multi-millionaire. This could be Jeff Bezos unwinding after a day's fucking over his employees or something. So
don't. Now you're going to ruin it.
Plus, well, we've given vicariously through this fucking absolute turd of a human being, we've given Amazon quite a lot of advertisement in this stream. So
this is true.
I call it a wash, Jeff, if you're listening.
All right, I'm gonna.
Your name's definitely Jeff now, Flint. Just in case you were wondering.
Okay. Yes, you're definitely secretly Jeff Bezos. Yeah, and the way that they put together this timeline of what they like, just weird disconnected events with no sort of like narrative other than to be ridiculously sexually sort of provocative, is so obviously a fake.
Yeah, and even if it were true, it's consensual adults doing perfectly legal things. Okay, so it's not a story. It's not true, and it's not a story.
And he's never said how much she's paid him. Or do they just, is it like
she does later on, although he's quite vague. At first he says it's 1,000, but the tip's 1,250 or something, so so I don't know.
Okay, so she tips 25%. That's healthy. That's a good amount.
That's okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
I like a presidential candidate who tips their gigolos well.
Yes. It tips
I reckon Donald Trump stinges on the gigolo tipping.
Yeah, it tips all people who,
Plus, we already know from Stormy Daniels that Trump is all tip.
Da-dum-bum. All right, hitting play.
Professor at the University of Houston. She told me that she has always kept this daughter hidden from public view.
Yeah, except
Sounds
for you.
a lot like John Edwards.
Yeah.
And I think we're familiar with all of
what?
Because he mentions, I know it's ridiculous. We'll get back to that, but he mentions there that she went to the University of Houston, right? Mm-hmm. Which is relevant because her response to this, which wasn't really a response to this at all, because why would you dignify it? But she sort of alluded to it in a very funny way. If I can get the thing to work at all.
You're going to share your screen again?
I'm going to screen share you. There's an article, very good article, very funny article, which included the tweet that she sent out about this, which was very funny. Where are we? Yes. Hang on. So I'll screen share. Screen sharing would be good at this point, Kev. You fucking twat.
Let's see if it does it automatically or if I have to open the window up bigger. I think I have to make it bigger. Okay.
Anyway.
Been doing that a lot tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I've been like a fucking broom handle all the way through. Anyway, can we see? Can we see this now?
We can see. We can see.
So, yeah. So they explain all about the story, blah, blah, blah. Does Elizabeth Warren have a plan for how she would slyly wink at such an absurd and unlikely spectacle without dignifying it with a direct response, while somehow simultaneously plugging her plans for higher education and tying it all back to her own uplifting personal story? Yes, she does. Oh, and that's the sign, by the way, they used, Elizabeth Warren Cougar, which this is a kind of reference to. She sent out this. It's always a good day to be reminded that I got where I am because of great education was available for $50 a semester at the University of Houston. Go Cougars. We need a cancel student debt and make college free for everyone who wants it. And then a sign pulled, which is the Houston Cougars, which is literally the...
Yes, the Cougars.
Yeah.
She's a cougar.
That
nice.
Genius. That's very good.
Yep.
That's brilliant. Because it's not a direct response. It doesn't give them any publicity. But it's, a sly wink to, I'm a cougar. Because she literally went to the University of Houston. Cougars. So. And
they are the Cougars. Yep.
So well done to her.
Exactly.
That's a really classy way of doing it rather than Trump's reaction. I'm going to sue you.
Yeah.
What's the point? That's what they want you to do.
Precisely.
Anyway.
They feed off of that kind of attention.
Funny.
That was
I thought
really
that was a nice nice response.
That's how you handle it.
To this utter shite. So anyway, we'll watch a bit more of this and then you can go to bed.
Crash out like the lush that I am.
Indeed.
All right. Here we go.
This from
I was going to say, sorry. He makes that's Jacob, right? Who's speaking now?
Hang on. I should probably look.
Yeah, he's got the greased back hair.
Yes, that's Jacob. Yeah.
Okay. He made this
Jack Bergman's the guy behind the security guard.
So Jacob made this offhand comment about it's like, Edwards, John Edwards. This is nothing like John Edwards. John Edwards had an affair with a woman while he was campaigning, and she got pregnant and had a kid, and he used his campaign funds to cover it up. This guy didn't get pregnant. He said it happened a long time beforehand, and her love child is older than this guy is.
Yeah. Also, didn't John Edwards, this happen while his wife had cancer as well? Yeah. So there's all level of sleaziness.
And it wasn't an open relationship.
Yeah, they said it's an open relationship, which, that if it were true, hypothetically, which obviously it is. She is my mother. She tells me these things. If this were true, the only vaguely interesting aspect to this would be she previously hadn't said that it was open publicly. But other than that, if it was open between the two of them, cool. Okay, so literally this is not a story of any note at all.
Yeah, precisely.
Who cares?
Consenting
Who gives
adults.
the slightest shit?
Everybody here
was
consenting.
At least when you make stuff up, like when you made up that lie about Robert Mueller being a rapist, if that were true, that would be newsworthy. It also wasn't true, just like this isn't true, but at least that was newsworthy if it were true. This isn't even newsworthy if it was.
No, it's just a bunch of consensual adults doing consensual things. Apparently sometimes for money. But of course none of this happened. So it's just
total bollocks. Total bollocks.
It's just fan fiction all the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so
erotic fan fiction.
Erotic fan fiction, yes, thank you. I'll just hit play and see where this goes.
I think we're familiar with all this from the Democrat Party. Of course, we all remember John Edwards, a mistress, a love child, and
nothing alike.
An affair that shocked the conscience of the nation, as this I'm sure does. And of course...
Oh, that's nice.
That crowd. This is like Hyde Park. This is what this feels like.
Yeah, this is Speaker's Corner.
Yeah.
But the guy's getting absolutely shit on. Lovely.
Yeah. Well, we'll drink to that.
Which might be Elizabeth Warren might be into that too. I don't know.
Tony Blakely, we can thank him for beers for the hosts. He just made a contribution of £10. Thank you very much, Tony. We are just getting money thrown at us tonight, Kev.
Like the pathetic gigolos that we are.
Gigolos. We're gigolos, Kev.
Gigolos. Apologies. Yeah, we're gigolos.
We're gigolos for your chat. We're like both grinding now. Don't picture that. Okay, but yes. What was the dumb thing he said before we were laughing at?
Apparently, this is like John Edwards' conscience.
They
mocked him. Which we brought up last night. He misspelled conscience as conscious.
Yes.
On the press release because they're a real professional organisation. This group.
They don't even see the red lines under the Word document. Come on, just look for the red squiggly lines before you.
I don't think they're using Word. I think they're using some sort of like Russian fucking hacked version. Not hacked. What's the word? Like a shit version.
Downloaded, pirated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pirated. A pirated like Uzbekistani version of
Word.
It's got weird characters that aren't in English, but it kind of works. It's fine.
So conscious. Okay.
You can put umlauts on things.
Ooh, exciting.
Any comment, Jacob? And of course. Well, hold on, hang on. What we're going to show you now.
Yep.
It's just getting heckled
at his own press conference.
It's like a comedy gig. Well, it is. It basically is. It's free open-air comedy.
Yeah.
The people of Washington, D.C. are spoiled by this man's performance artistry.
He just gives it out for free on his doorstep.
Exactly.
What a gift.
Exactly. You should charge for this, Jacob. This is amazing. Fucking absolute twat.
All right, let's listen to the twat for a bit.
What we're going to show you now is that the sex between our client here and Senator Warren was so violent that he actually obtained scars on his back. So why don't you go ahead and show us the scars?
So the sex was, he's saying he was whipped, right? That's just being, yeah. But of course we know that this is debunked because he had it on his Instagram.
Yeah, from 3 years ago.
However, he is going to take his shirt off. Yeah. So I'm going to hit play. There.
Yeah.
We're going to open it up to questions very shortly. You'll be able to ask whatever you want.
Oh yeah,
But until then,
his age changed from yesterday apparently.
Yeah, someone was reading.
He was 24 and now he's 25.
Yeah.
But it wasn't his birthday.
So what's going on?
Yeah. But he's got a XXX tattoo, which that's weird.
Does that mean he's straight edged? Like he doesn't drink and he doesn't smoke and he doesn't.
No, isn't that's the movie symbol, isn't it? Is it Vin Diesel?
Yeah, but I thought that was what the XXX was. What he was like completely sober all the time. He was extra.
What was it? Oh, I don't know. I don't watch that fucking shit. I was watching good movies at the time. I don't remember.
Yeah, well, it was a kind of a dire point of film that summer. Anyway, we can see his I don't know, he looked better in the Instagram pic.
You're gonna have to stay quiet or you're gonna be asked to leave. Go ahead and show us the scars. You can see.
Well, that was different from the thing on the Instagram, which was up and down.
I don't remember, and I don't care. I mean, like, who cares how he got that scar?
2 scars here.
Well, he's got kind of a nice back.
Maybe
that was from the Cat o' Nine Tails.
Oh, no, he never went to Afghanistan.
The lime green dildo.
That was from Senator Warren's transgressions. You know, when you look at Senator Warren and you see, wow.
Supporting actor at the Oscars?
Yeah. What about the Oscars? Sorry?
I said the lime green dildo needs to get the best supporting actor the award at the Oscars. Because it's never on screen, but I feel like it's a part of all of our lives now.
But I also, sorry, I was thinking about the woman in the crowd who shouted out, "Can he get closer?" Come on down here, honey. I got a $5 bill for you.
Yeah, I was about to say, if he gets any closer, he might have to charge.
Yeah.
So, not through that website, because he literally doesn't work there, because he's not good enough to work there.
You won't find him.
He's not of the acceptable caliber. Oh,
Ouch.
God.
Ouch.
Yeah, there's no way of dressing that up. That is a bad review.
Knocked back. Denied.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow, why hasn't she changed her last name to Man? Her husband's last name is Man. And then you realize...
Oh, yeah. Because she can't be a person who has her own last name. That's threatening because it doesn't show her subservience to male dominance. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, and who gives a fuck?
No kidding. Like, it's not 1975 anymore. Nobody cares about people's last names.
If someone wants to change their name or hyphenate, which is quite a popular kind of halfway house thing people do, okay. Go, yeah, you do you.
Honestly.
It's not anyone else's fucking business.
Not at all. And it's so just, if that's what you're reaching for, you're so desperate.
That she's in an open relationship, it's not as surprising. Let me ask
Whoa. So if you don't take his last name, you're in an open relationship? When was that the rule? I think a lot of people don't know about that.
If Jacob
rule.
has spoken, it's the rule.
It must be.
This man clearly knows a lot about relationships.
He's lived so long.
Exactly. This 24-year-old who's done nothing but lie his entire life. He knows a lot. He knows a lot about this. Yeah. Experienced.
So we got some cheeky monkey in the chat there, Tim, saying, I can't even read that. Kristi, if you're ever in the cougar market, call me first. Laugh out loud.
Fair dude.
All right, so I'm all okay. Hitting play.
Let me ask you a question. I would think, all kidding aside, this is a young man who fought for his country and was wounded in Afghanistan. I don't think any of you have ever fought for your country or been wounded in Afghanistan. I certainly don't think you've ever fought for your country. So, Beth...
I don't know what song that is, but the word liar very loudly is funny.
And the guy, sorry, I love that bit. I assumed it was a guy, but I couldn't tell. But I want to see them running up and pointing at him again, like it's 1985, and it's Rat.
I don't think any of you have ever fought for your country or been wounded in Afghanistan.
Neither's he.
I certainly don't think you've ever fought for your country.
Neither is he.
No. You don't get extra rights if you fight for your country. We all get the same rights.
Yeah.
You still have the right to speak your mind in a public place in reaction to people making ridiculous claims.
But even if he did, he wouldn't, because he didn't fight for his country, so it's irrelevant, really, isn't it? Oh, but he served. Does that count? I don't know, but he wasn't deployed anywhere. I don't know how dangerous Hawaii is, but I don't think they go on active fucking, gun missions or whatever.
Yeah, I think the military is kind of like a thing to me. I don't quite understand all of it, but anyway, okay, let's get back to this.
I know. Did they have to? Did they have to? I don't know. Declare war on the volcanoes, perhaps?
Maybe
in Hawaii.
Yeah, or the.
I don't know. Exactly. Yeah, well, if you're going to nuke hurricanes, that definitely counts as fighting for your country against Mother Nature.
I'm going to say I don't think it's going to get better than that guy running up with the fingers going, liar. I think that was going to be the peak. I think that's going to... Should we wrap it up there? We'll just watch that one more time because it was so great.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, there he is. Okay, coming up. One last time, our hero of the night.
Country and was wounded in Afghanistan. I don't think any of you have ever fought for your country or been wounded in Afghanistan.
Get him in frame.
I certainly don't.
Liar!
Liar! And the woman laughing hysterically all the way through was nice as well. Beautiful.
This is amazing. I cried so many times during this show from laughing.
This is amazing. Yeah, if you get a chance, watch the whole thing. We made it just over a third of the way through. The question and answers. My favourite from the question and answers was an actual, what would be a serious question to ask, like a person in politics or whatever. It started off sounding like it was, but it's obviously a joke. When the guy said, What do you think Trump's introduction of tariffs on Scotch will have an impact on how drunk I'll have to get celebrating this? Which I thought was a nice touch. He said it slightly more coherently than I did then, but it was funny.
No, it was still funny.
And he went, and rather than answering, he just went, "Next question."
Yeah.
And when he asks the security guard. Jacob will ask the security guard to remove someone, and the guy doesn't even take a step away from where he is. He doesn't move from that spot all the way through. Just because he's like, yeah, I'm getting paid like fucking barely above minimum wage. I'm not fucking physically altogether. Like, if anyone tries to attack you, I'll stop them getting up the stairs. Yep. That's the deal. I'm not fucking removing people from the sidewalk, you twat. He's
barely acknowledging their existence. Any of them. He's just like one of the guards at Buckingham Palace. Stony face staring straight ahead. Just put a big fuzzy black hat on him.
Yeah, but by the way, if you do that, like, you can't really just sort of go up to them and start waving in front of their face like that.
Oh no, they'll take you down. Yeah,
those are actual
them.
Like service personnel.
Yeah,
with
they're
guns
not
and
dolls.
Shit.
They're not carved wooden statues. No, they're actually working.
Like, if you're 10 feet away and you wave in front of the face, you're supposed to look dead ahead. That's the point. But if you go right up to them and invade their personal space, they will wrestle you to the fucking ground and arrest you.
Yeah, like
don't do that.
It's as smart as trying to go for a police officer's gun as a joke. Yeah, you're just gonna get arrested. You're gonna get handcuffed. Just don't.
Yeah. Don't. Yeah, like they'll take. You can take photos with them. That's fine. Yeah. If you get all up in the shit,
treat them like a guide dog that's in training. Don't touch them. They're working. Don't ask to pet them.
Okay. Well, I was going to say treat them like armed service personnel, because that's literally what they are.
But people
don't fuck with them.
I think people have more respect when they see one of those dogs and it says, guide dog in training. Please don't pet me.
Probably. Yes. But the guide dog's way less dangerous. So I mean, like imagine it like
it was the I was in many respects it's like principle, not the scenario.
It's like a spider. If you don't fuck with the spider will leave you alone. But if you threaten the spider, it might just bite you and kill you.
Or it'll climb up on your leg in the middle of the night and bite you when you're asleep, and then the next day you have a spider bite and it'll be gone.
Do you live with ninja spiders? What the fuck are you talking about? Kristi's weird. Kristi's just weird tonight. Drink makes her weird.
Yes.
I think we found that out.
And this is what this is what Oktoberfest and Carnival.
Oktoberfest
and
is
Carnival.
Fun,
yeah. This is what it's like to live in Cologne. Sorry, what was it?
Well, you're clearly giddy from the lime green dildo madness.
Lime green guilt I can't say it.
For fuck's sake. Kristi, you're amazing. I don't know about you, but I need a cigarette now.
Lime green dildo debate was what I was trying to get out.
It wasn't a debate. The answer is always lime green dildo.
Always.
There's no debate to be had. If the question is lime green dildo or anything else, the answer is lime green dildo.
Always. And on that bombshell, how many people turned out for this silliness? I don't know. Well, those of you who are here live, I hope you enjoyed the ride. This was just complete nonsense.
like Elizabeth Warren did. Hey.
Ooh, yes. Yes, exactly. Because we've got a new catchphrase now. That's what Liz said.
That's what Liz said.
All right. Anything coming up that you want to plug, Kevin?
No. There's no point. This is after the Lord Mayor's show. There's nothing will get better than this, so it's fine.
Okay.
I got nothing coming up, basically.
Yeah, me neither for the next.
What have you got coming up other than a fucking hangover in 6 hours?
No, I'm. I guess I got my show on Sunday. Although when I was editing the video with Cog, he showed me a preview of the video that he's premiering tomorrow night.
Okay.
So people can go check that out. And what I would say is stick around to the end because there is dancing at the end of that video.
Is it sexy, violent dancing?
Well, you'll just have to tune in to find out. Kevin,
what's the video about though? What's the video topic?
He's taking down Sargon again.
Oh, okay.
Something to do with like Three Arrows did something about it, but he wanted to expand on it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And he's getting all arty, so it's kind of fun. But as the expert at violent dancing, sexy dancing, I will have to defer to your expertise for you to decide if it was sexy or
it's in the genes.
enough for you.
It's in my genes, my Warren genes.
All right. With that, I have to end the show. All right. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thanks to my co-host Kevin, as always. Well, you're not really my co-host tonight. You're just my sober friend.
Yeah. But I'm the worst kind of sober friend because I'm encouraging you.
Yes.
I should be taking you home, give you a glass of water, and put you to bed.
But no,
is what I should be doing.
You just say
but instead,
things...
I'm like, no,
Poker.
No, it's fine.
She says something funny. It makes me laugh.
Yeah, we can definitely climb that tower. Yes.
Come on, let's
do
it.
That.
You be Batman, I'll be Robin. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
What can go wrong? There are hospitals nearby. It'd be fine. Come on.
You are a terrible friend. All right.
Yeah.
Bye, chat. And so yeah, goodbye from me and goodbye from Sober Kevin. Say goodbye, Sober Kevin.
Goodbye, Sober Kevin.
Yeah, that was it. He did the bit. Okay.
I did the bit.
Oh, it's binging. That's binging. Okay, now we're really gonna go.